Hey everyone, Henrichs, Valor. Purpose of this video today is to talk about how are we going to help ourselves and others in the event that we get wounded. Let's go ahead and get started. Now, it's no secret that my everyday carry consists of not only a way to protect myself, but also a way to help others or help myself if we sustain damage. You know, you can actually win a gunfight and still take damage. You can win a gunfight and still get shot, or have innocent bystanders around you that get hit by stray rounds. So we want to be able to help people. But I can also tell you that even outside of a martial context or everyday carry context, you can also use medical equipment on your everyday carry to help people. I've seen many car wrecks in person where I've helped somebody that got glass cuts, any kind of bleeding where that's happened. I've seen people dump motorcycles. I've seen people get in rollover crashes. I've seen people fall and land on sharp objects like metal and glass and cut themselves very severely. So one thing we want to carry with us on our everyday carry is going to be some medical, whether that's in a bag in your vehicle or on your body. Now, if you're going to carry it on your body, you only have so much real estate, and depending on what you do for a living and how you dress, that real estate can become less and less. But at a minimum, what you want to have on yourself, folks, is going to be a tourniquet. And I'm a big believer in having tourniquets on me. At least one, probably more like two when I do my everyday carry. So one thing you're going to look at for a tourniquet is, I'm a huge believer, and I think the cat tourniquet is one of the better ones. I've got links in the description box for all these items. So if you want to go directly to them, you can just click the link and then it'll take you right there. So cat tourniquet is an awesome tourniquet. It's great for self-applying. It's easy to do by yourself, and you can do this with one hand. If you sustain damage in one, you can put this on. This is the predominant one that the military uses. It's saved thousands and thousands and thousands of people's lives over the last 20 plus years. When I was in the military, we didn't learn tourniquets. They just taught us direct pressure, if I'm dating myself for some of you guys out there. But after a while, they figured out, wow, tourniquets really work. This is a cat tourniquet. The latest one is a Cat 7. Like I said, I've got links to that. Be careful when you're buying this stuff online, because there's a lot of counterfeit products out there. But the link that I put in there is to the legit actual company that makes these for the military. So you won't have to worry about that. Some of these are Chinese knockoffs and they don't work. You'll turn the windlass and it'll snap. This is a practice one that I've used over many years, and so it's pretty loose, but when you get them, they'll be there for you. I like the Cat for self-application because it's pretty easy, and this is one thing at a minimum that you want to have. You can fold it up and it'll go in a pocket, or you can put it in a back pocket, front pocket, whatever you need to. Another item that you want to have, if you can fit it, is going to be your gauze, just like this. They've got other gauze out there that'll have hemostatic agents in there infused with that, and that's okay. You're just going to pay a lot of money for it. I just like the regular gauze because it doesn't cost as much, and you can still plug wounds pretty good with this stuff. And it comes in a package just like this, but when it unravels, what you'll find is that it just comes in a big roll just like this, and then you can plug wounds with it, and you can get some bleeding stopped with this pretty darn good. So that's another thing that I carry on me. I carry it in much more compressed state like this, but then once it comes out, it's like that. And one last item that you're going to want is a pressure dressing of some type. And I know there's a lot of them out there. There are many good companies that make pressure dressings out there. For the price though, Israeli bandage is pretty effective. It just comes with this pad, and then it comes with this little, this is our practice one. You can see that it's been broken off through all the use. But what you do is an anchor point, and you can fold it back. And so this is good for a pressure dressing, like if you had an abdominal wound, or if you wanted to put it on a wound here. So between your tourniquet and your gauze and your pressure dressing, you're going to be able to fix a lot of the problems that are out there. And as I said, these are the three things that I put in my everyday carry. But one thing I also wear is nitrile gloves, because you never know who you're going to be treating. Now, I always joke with students. I say, look, I don't carry gloves because I may be treating strangers. I carry gloves because I may be treating my friends, and that's what I really want to have. I'm just joking, of course, but kind of not really. So it depends on which ones I'm talking about. So I like to wear those gloves as well, because we don't want blood on us, and we don't want any of those liquids. You just never know who you're going to come across, or what their lifestyle is, or whatever they have. So we want to make sure that we're carrying those kind of things. And as I said, I've got links in the description box for all these. And we do go into some medical in several of our classes. We go into medical blocks in our home defense, our active shooter, we go into in austere conditions. We do go into medical blocks and teach that. So we do go into these things in some of our classes. But if at a minimum, guys, you want to be able to carry some of your medical gear in your everyday carry, it should be an absolutely essential part of it if you can fit it on you. And if you can't, you at least have a bag somewhere nearby in your office. I think every school in the country should have medical bags like this in every classroom to help prevent that. Blood loss in general is the #1 killer of people because you only got so much blood, and it doesn't take long if we've got an arterial or venal bleeding for people to lose consciousness and expire. So we want to be able to stop that blood loss at earliest capability, because one thing I want you to consider: if you have an active shooter or if you have a home invasion, before paramedics or EMS can go onto the scene, the police are going to have to clear that scene, and they're going to have to make sure that it's safe for medical to be in there. And that can take 20-30 minutes, guys. And that is a long time if you got serious bleeding. And if a family member sustains damage, or if you sustain damage, especially an artery, you're going to have to learn how to stop that bleeding until EMS can get there and then get you to a better care facility. It's serious business, and so many people that have died during some of these active shooters, the vast majority of them could have lived if people knew basic blood loss management, if people knew how to do tourniquets, if people knew how to plug wounds, if people knew how to apply pressure dressings. And the knowledge is one thing, but having the materials is another. And if people don't have that, then you can't use your skill set. You have to improvise, and even then that can be pretty dicey. So make sure that you have the right stuff on you, because as I said, you can win and still sustain damage. You can win and a family member can still sustain damage. You can win, an innocent bystander can still sustain damage. And that is one thing we advocate for, is people carrying medical equipment on them. If you found the information in the video helpful, go ahead and subscribe to the channel and follow me on social media. Link is down below. And if you want to learn how to help yourself, check out some of our classes where we incorporate these in our modules. This is Reid, Henrichs, Valor, reminding you, the lessons that we learn are written on tombstones of others. We'll see you on the ridge.